What you're gonna see is me go to a club, starting off the night being anxious. And then as the night goes on, I'm gonna start doing the right things that will make women attracted to me. I never started off being extroverted. You may be even watching this video thinking that this is not something you can do. Or even worse, you are making excuses for why you can't do this. You're saying that you're in the wrong city, wrong time, wrong place. You're the wrong ethnicity. When you get enough money, that's when you're gonna actually start taking this seriously, and you're gonna start going out there and practicing this. What I'm gonna teach you is a system that gets you from point A to point B, that gets you from starting the night off, being in your head, to ending the night feeling like a king, like an emperor. I start the night off being in my head. I ended the night by making out with 2 girls and taking 1 girl home. The name of the game is momentum. Action feeds ego, ego feeds action. If you were to act like an extroverted, confident guy, you will become an extroverted, confident guy. This is human nature. You want to stay consistent with your actions. For me, when I first go to a nightclub and I'm feeling out of it, the smallest possible integer of action is just giving a compliment. It's just saying hi to somebody. Is making a joke, having fun, teasing, being playful, but not with a need for outcome. I'll give somebody a compliment and then I immediately walk away. I don't walk up and say, I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna give her a compliment, attract her, get her into me, get her to give me a phone number, none of that. The reason for this being is because if I try to add anything extra on top of this, I will make a decision not to approach. Think about the environment like riding a wave. You wanna paddle, get your momentum going, get up on the surfboard, get on top of the wave before the wave gets on top of you. When you walk into a nightclub, the very first person you see, you have to approach. You have to say hi. Because if you don't, you're creating anti-momentum. You're creating a personality that I'm not that guy that goes to a nightclub and says hi to people. I'm not that guy that goes and makes friends. I'm not that guy that goes up and says, hey, I think you're sexy. You're not that person. So the more you do this and the more you rationalize not saying hi, the tougher it's going to be to break this ego. The harder it's going to be to break through that wall to start building momentum to begin with. The very first person you see, you have to say hi to. I don't care if it's an ugly girl, a hot girl, if it's a friend, if it's a couple, if it's a group of friends, say hi. And yes, you can say hi to ugly girls. A lot of you guys will build egos about this, and I have too. I'll tell you this. You do not have to hit on the girl. You do not have to go and fuck her. You can just go say hi to her. You can give her a compliment and walk away. You can walk up to her, ask her where she got her phone case from. You can ask her if she's from a certain area. You can ask her, does she know a nearby bar that you guys could hit later? You can ask her one of a billion things. Not everybody's meant to have some kind of substantial value to you. Sometimes people are just awesome. You just want to be around people. Sometimes people are just fun. Sometimes making a fun interaction out of nothing is magic. Go say hi to guys. Make friends with guys. Go up to couples. Tell them they make a cute couple. Whatever you have to do to get over that initial hump, do it. The smallest integer of action. The smallest integer of action. You don't have to walk up to the first girl and try to fuck her immediately. Now, with this being said, if you walk up to a girl and you give her a compliment and she lights the fuck up and she's super into you, for the love of God, don't walk away. Don't walk away because I say this. All right? Be smart with this. Okay? The whole point of this is to get a hot girl into you. Now, at this point, I've been gaming before the camera started. I already given 3 people compliments, made a friend with a guy that was from my hometown. So now I'm a little bit more warmed up. I'm ready to go and say hi to a girl. So I have a friend of mine ready with the camera, and I go in and I approach. Now, it's in a heavy traffic area. Now, this girl and her friend I ran into 3 times over the course of the night. We actually are setting up a date next week. She's a fucking gorgeous girl, super cool, successful. And now, one quick thing before we jump into the video. I did open up a spot for my 6-month online coaching course. It is you and me on a one-on-one consultation call weekly for 6 months straight, where we do everything possible to get you results. We work on all aspects of life, not just gaming. We work on dating apps, on social skills. We work on your life. We work on your social circle, your dating apps. We work on you getting yourself out there and talking to girls, obviously. On your quality and quantity of effort, keeping you accountable. My usual consultation calls go for $500 for 8 calls. This one is 24 calls for $1,000. It is 6 months of training. Every week we jump on an accountability call. Then from there, I give you exercises. I give you advice. We go over Infield, field reports. Any questions you have, I'll give you the answers. It is one-on-one training with me. Now, if you are interested, text me at 702-841-9909. Now, let's get into the video.
That's so adorable. Like in a good way, not in like that's 0% condescending way. Like it actually is legit adorable. Right.
Now, here's the thing. Many people warm up differently. So you've probably been out with that guy who has been going out gaming for a long time and initially has to do some goofy stuff to get himself into a good headspace. This is actually a great strategy. AG right here is doing just that. AG is purposely, honestly, trying to get himself blown out to get himself in the zone. So what happens with some people is you go through your entire day trying to be James Bond. You try to be this perfect human being. You try to be this infallible entity. But then what happens? It's impossible to actually have fun when you're out talking to a girl or be loose or be free. And that's what a girl wants. True, outgoing, confident guys are not James Bond. They're loose, they're outgoing, they're loud. They don't mind being goofy on occasion. They can turn it on. So AG right here is breaking his ego. He's forcing himself to go through ego death, to break up that part of himself so he can be loose. Now, if this works for you, hell yeah. See, a lot of people, when they talk to dating coaches, they're like, why are you not getting every girl when you walk into a club? No, that's... If you're going into a club with the intent of getting every girl to like you, no girls are going to like you, at least not truly like you. If you're going to be an authentic human being, not everybody's going to like you. And if you're trying to get everybody to like you, you're not going to be in the right headspace to actually get a girl attracted. You have to let go of the fact that some people are just not going to like you. I've been hammering this home with clients year after year. It's not about manipulating the girl to like you. It's about manipulating yourself to make yourself a charismatic, attractive guy.
Imagine a snowball with 4 legs. Imagine like a little snowball that's this big, like if you're like, you know what you throw it like when kids, it has 4 legs on it, like this. That's exactly what it looks like.
I see those dogs all the time. Their hips are great.
This one is by far the most attractive dog you've ever seen in your life.
So as you guys can see, Avery was trolling the hell out of his girl, and at the very end of it, obviously the girl's like, okay, this guy's not going to take me seriously. And Avery obviously didn't like his girl. His girl was, to be fair, a little bit on the hefty side, so I get why. So his girl started doing girl eye code with mine.
Yeah, you're good, man. Why'd you let her go? Get her number.
Then she ended up dragging my girl away. Now, the next group of girls is actually a girl that I ended up making out with a couple of times on Infield. Now, the problem is, and this really fucking sucks, I didn't get the audio. The audio has been lost to time. I don't know if it was technical difficulties or what, but I went through hours of audio trying to find the part where her and me were talking together, and I just couldn't find it. So I'm just gonna make this really fast. I'm gonna clip it up and cut it up. The entire interaction, we hung out for maybe about 20 to 30 minutes. I left, and we started going around and approaching other girls and whatnot, making friends. And then I did run back into her later in the night, which I'll get into that Infield a little bit later. But this one right here, I'll just show a few little clips of it, and then we'll move on and we'll get into talking about other things. At the very end of it, I make out with her a little bit, and then Avery starts putting his hand on my arm, telling me he wants to go approach another girl, and so I leave and I go do that. Now, a lot of you guys are like, no, isn't the girl going to get jealous? Yeah, kind of the point. Pre-selection is a goddamn good thing, and it's very helpful. It's actually, you'll see it here in a little bit of a later clip. She actually comes and chases me down because she sees another girl talking to me. I honestly could have positioned it a little bit better, and I'll tell you how I could have done it in a little bit. But yeah, you don't want to do this too much, though. If it's later in the night, you want to learn to just stick to a girl like Gorilla Glue. If you're starting to be in a set, though, and you're starting to get kind of bored with it, and it's early in the night still, I wouldn't mind going out around and approaching more. But if it's late in the night and the girls are leaving pretty soon, it'd probably be a good idea to stick around. Just do a little mental assessment in your head and decide if it's worth it for you to keep walking around and approaching more girls or if it's not. For me, it was well worth it. I was trying to shoot more infield. I wanted to get more game in. I want to go talk to more girls. By this point, I pretty much only approached like 5 or 6 girls. So I definitely want to get more approaches in just to practice and also get more infield. So that's also a part of it as well. So the parts that you guys didn't see was that we went back downstairs. We ran into some guys that knew us. We talked to them for a bit, hung out with them, made some friends with some guys. Avery approached 3 set of girls that were going to a table. And we walked by the bar downstairs, and I saw my girl again, the one I just made out with, dancing with a guy. And I was thinking to myself, awesome, good for her. Then I walk to the bar, see a cute girl there, and I approach her. And that's where the story starts from here.
You're more like a dog. It's not bad. I feel like mine's a bad thing. Usually, with some people.
Why?
Not everybody wants somebody that's awake all the time. I feel like somebody's very chilled out and relaxed. I'm very like in your face. That's a very like normal thing to have.
Fair enough.
Now, at this point, you might have noticed the girl with the wonderful assets walk into frame in the maroon dress. That's actually the girl that I just made out with not too long ago. What she's doing is that she's trying to get nearby, trying to get me to notice her so that I will leave the girl I'm talking to because she's getting a little bit jealous. So she sees me talking to a very attractive girl and she doesn't like it. So she's walking over trying to win me back from the other girl.
You're from California for sure.
No, I'm not. I told you.
No, I don't believe you anymore. I don't believe you. You said fair enough. And that's what says fair enough.
I always say fair enough.
Oh, wait, what's up? How's it going?
After rewatching this video, I feel really bad for the first girl. I didn't notice how affected she was and how this made her feel. She looks really devastated over this, and that kind of hurt my feelings. But yeah, girls all the time do this to guys. It's nothing new. If you're somebody who's worrying about trying to make every girl feel good, or you're afraid of another girl seeing you with another, girls are all the time walking through clubs talking to guys, and the second that you second guess yourself or you get in your head, she's off talking to another guy. Girls do this too. It's okay for you to do this. You're not dating any girl. At least I don't think so. I don't think we're not doing marriage game in the club, I don't think. But yeah, if you're going through the club and you're a single guy, you're allowed to go talk to other girls. Do what's best for you. Be a little bit selfish. You're allowed to. It's a nightclub. The corny line, love is a battlefield. If the other girl wanted me, at this point, I'm the high value guy. I'm the guy that's pre-selected. She could have fought for me if she wanted to, which would have actually made me like her. And it maybe would have made me switch back over to her. However, I did find the other girl more attractive, so I switched back to the original girl.
He was a good dancer. He was a good dancer.
Yeah, that was incredible dancer. Yeah.
Thank you. I don't know if you're being sarcastic or not.
Was he weird?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, okay, now I understand. Anyways, I actually know this guy. Yeah, that's I know this guy. Yeah, he's from here too.
In retrospect, this was a terrible move of mine. I honestly, I should have definitely have taken her home. This was totally pullable. Her friend, though, didn't have a guy, and that was becoming a big issue. However, we did text over the next couple days, and we set up a date when we were both in the same area when I traveled into Sacramento. So, hell yeah, I still get to hang out there. So it wasn't a total loss. I definitely should have come back to her. I definitely should have pulled. I kind of left on the high note. On the plus side, when I left the club, I did approach this girl right here, and I took her home. Now, this video right here, I probably will show later down the line. I'll show little clips of the poll right now and show you key moments. But it's a really long video, and I'd like to give it its own video at some point.
I'm not gonna lie, if I'm out with girls and whatnot, I do get invited to more parties. Honestly.
Like how somebody did this, like every time you go, like
touchdown passes. Those guys actually look close.
I want 999 more Hail Marys right now. I want 999 more Hail Marys right now. Hail Marys right now. I want 999 more Hail Marys right now. Hail Marys right now. But don't try to turn that number upside down. There's no chance in hell that I'll make it to heaven. Make it to heaven. The deadliest sins I committed, all 7. Gluttony, lust, envy, and greed. I done them all.
You forgetting 3.
I was gonna get to them. You just helped demonstrate how impossible repentance would be. I don't think that I'm worthy of forgiveness. I think that I'm already sentenced. How is it that I commit all the sins that I do and see no consequences? Father, forgive me